Okay, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Myself, the manager champion, Eric Nelson, along with the esteemed Brandy Scotch Baker, the longest reigning Stranglehold Women's Champion in the history of this business. And I'm going to go ahead and do something that I should have done a long time ago with this next guest. He made a personal impact, not only in my life, but in the inspiration and formation of this company. So without further ado, I'd like to announce the next induction in the class of 2022 Stranglehold Championship Wrestling Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Spazz.
Hey, thank you, man.
This was long overdue, my friend, and I'm sorry it took so long.
Yeah, like you said, no worries, buddy.
And congratulations on your induction. I figured I'd swerve you a little bit as always.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty neat, man.
I mean, in true Dirty Don fashion, right? We go, Donald. Take a swig of this and let's begin. Like me, you've known Donald very intimately and for a long period of time, longer than any of us care to admit, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think 25 years, like that.
Well, I've known Dirty for 35.
Yeah, you got me on that one.
Well, you are a little younger than us, considering Alvin and Peggy are older. And of course, you know I have my history with your family as well.
Right, yeah, that's when I was still up in Detroit.
And if they're watching this, you know, salute to you guys too, Allie, Peggy. Good to see y'all yesterday. All right, so Spazz, hell, let's hear your favorite Dirty Don wrestling story. I'm sure you got one. Come on, I know you got one.
God, man, this goes back way before we even got into the professional circuit. It's when we did backyard wrestling.
Oh, I like this. Okay, continue.
So you know that park up on Carl Vincent, right?
Of course. Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah, me and Donald, we just got into it, man. We just kind of training, but not really. And we decided to do our backyard match. And we used this son, Brent. And we probably wrestled about 15 minutes before he threw me off a bridge. It's that fun, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was very fun and interesting. And yeah, it's my first attempt at doing kind of the high flying or high falling, whatever you want to call it.
Fly or high fall, whatever you want to call it. I like that.
we did that match, and George Foskey, which he died 2 years after we got into the wrestling.
Right.
And and we trained together from the beginning. And I don't know, Donald was always just a cool guy, man. You know, me, him, and Vina, we traveled the roads together probably about 10 years, and went all over Georgia.
You know, and I hated your career ended before it should have.
Yeah.
And there's I got to tell you, one of the biggest regrets I had was, it was after I left you guys and deployed, and then started traveling the upper section of the country doing shows. At the time, we called it AW an expansion project. Donald was intimately familiar with that because he was helping me plan it. And, you know, we were doing all this for Mike. And I was basically going around taking over promotions in West Virginia, Pennsylvania. I met Joseph Von Schmidt. We started doing stuff in New Jersey, New York. I mean, we just, man, I've been all over this country doing wrestling, you know, for more than 20 years. You know, I've been involved a short time, kind of as a hang around with ECW before I ran to you guys. And you know, I gotta tell you, you know, being intimately familiar with you and John and Phenom and Danny Horn, and then getting to know Mike like I did, it actually made the business side of this click for me more, and made me more aware of what I was being groomed for beforehand that didn't quite click with me in the 90s. And of course, one of your heroes even tried to groom me the right way, and I got a special shout out for Sabu as always, brother man. I miss you.
One of my favorites, man.
You know, if you could hurry up and heal up, I can get you one more match if you like, and I'll be willing to do it. Just in case you get a wild hair up your ass there, David, I'd be more than welcome to book that for you, because just so happens me and the homicidal, genocidal. Come on, finish it for me, David. Come on.
Yeah, too many concussions, brother.
Come on, finish it.
Flying Sabu!
How fly, death, that's right, Sabu. And sorry, I've had a few drinks, y'all.
Sabu too.
So, toast to Sabu and all of his accomplishments as well. And the fact that he got to know Donald at Bloodbath 1 and 2.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yes, God, I hate him this last 10 years.
You know, what an exciting time in history. Bloodbath 1, of course, he wrestled somebody you're also intimately familiar with, Extreme Phenom. 2 out of 3 falls tables match, and the last one, those crazy fools went to the ceiling out there in Fort Valley and went right through a gimmick table with stuff all over it. And it's a shotgun blast. I'm literally clearing through the crowd thinking those boys are hurt. And they're grinning like jackasses in the back. I was like, you idiots, y'all scared me. I was like, you know what? Well done, gentlemen. Well done. And my God, that was one of the things that catapulted Phenom to being the longest reigning Stranglehold world champion in this history of this company. So,
besides Don and Phenom, that my second belt became my first favorite because that dude's insane wrestling.
yes, he is.
But you gotta have that mic, man. That's, I mean, Donald, man. That's to me, Donald.
You guys, me and Phenom were laughing about this one. Do you remember the time when Phenom was with Money Inc. and you guys were feuding with Money Inc. and he came out and saw Mike Money's clothes saying he was dirty money, and you came out wearing Phenom's gear, and then after the match you had to go back to the back of your boxers because Phenom came back and collected all his possessions back. There you are, you're in your drawers.
Yeah, she's stripping. I think it's
Dude, you were in your freaking drawers, dude, going back in the locker room.
All his gear.
And you were literally down in your drawers, dude. That was hilarious. That was one of my favorite Spazz memories, if you will. It's just, you know, you never failed to capture that crowd. You never failed to have that wow factor. You always had it, and you always will.
Yeah, well, there's that video down of how our careers went and stuff, and it's just so crazy. Just how long ago it has been, how much we've been through.
You know, man. What really got me was being at the service yesterday and looking at the back of that pamphlet at the Hall of Fame moment where I inducted Donald and Mike Money the same night. And I realized that I'm the only thing left out of that entire picture, and it's earth-shattering.
Yeah, you better keep going, man.
Oh, don't you worry.
We gotta quit dying. Don't die too soon.
And you know, if of course Miss Deja doesn't mind, I'm sure she's listening in somewhere. If of course she doesn't mind, I'd like to have you around a little bit more as I plan some things. It would mean the world to me. Like I said, mine of your history transcends wrestling as well, and that includes your whole family.
Yeah, I had a little rivalry with her at one point.
And of course, Miss Brand Scotch Baker chimed in about her rivalry with your lovely wife.
That was Cheryl's, I think, first match, second match.
It was, yeah. So there's some.
Last match, no, the Sumi Siaki was her last match.
Yeah, I still
Well,
got
yeah,
pictures from it.
I was there for that as well. I almost got your wife thrown on top of me. I was supposed to catch her, and I didn't quite make my mark. So I tripped over all that junk that was in the floor. That had all the wires running underneath it.
Might be why she retired so quick.
Well, and I know, Spazz, that this isn't for everybody, but there was always a constant where it came down to you guys. It was always me, Dirty, Phenom, Danny, you. There was always that variable, and I think that's.
Jam Slaughter, Pitbull.
Well, but I'm saying, and I'll admit that I went to school with both members of the Slaughter Pit, and they're both in the Hall of Fame for a lot of the same reasons. And here's the criteria for Hall of Fame for all of you guys who don't know out there. And I wanted to add some positive to this because I'm trying to keep my stuff together, as you all know. And David, you're doing a good job helping me, by the way, helping me jog these good memories up, so I don't break down during this thing.
Definitely plenty, man.
One of the things about the Slaughter Pit, and I love them both. I haven't been able to reach them yet, and I hope they call in at some point. Because it'd be good to hear their side of it too, because they were also very intimately familiar with Donald. Because they all.
Yeah, with tag team, Donald and Phenom, yeah, they got to wrestle the Slaughter Pit.
I mean, that was some of the greatest tag team action I've ever seen in all my years of professional wrestling. Hands freaking down. And I hope if you haven't already, Spazz, watch their final match with Forsaken. Some of my nearest and dearest friends from Houston, Texas. Hayes, I'm looking at you, brother. But let me raise one to Hayes too. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I tell you what, man, they outlasted time. Well, Donald and Phenom.
Absolutely, and that's why Phenom's reign exceeded 900 days. 981 days to be exact. Longest reigning champion in the history of this company. Not the inaugural champion, but the longest reign, and definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer, which he retired after his match with Drago at Momo Time. But Robbie, Phenom, I'm not giving up on you. I'm not done with you yet. And he's probably laughing at me going, yeah, you drunken fool. I'll show you. But, you've been a huge part of my success as well. You've been a huge, even as young as you are, you've been a huge inspiration to the formation of this company, which is why you received this honor today. Because I needed something positive out of all this, so I wouldn't drink all this lovely whiskey that Donald so intimately enjoyed. And of course, we've created the Dirty Don cocktail here. And I hope some of you folks at home one day can enjoy one of these with me, because I'm telling you, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I drank with him a few times.
He even cut a really good promo on me after he helped Drago beat Phenom for the title. And he, of course, executed the Jaded move on Jade. I feel cheated because I never got to pay his little butt back. You know what I mean?
Right.
But in due time, there'll be a measured response. Because Mr. Michael King called in earlier and said he's got some ideas, but he proposed a 10-day pause on aggression towards one another, so I'm going to honor that request, because I am a true professional in this business, as was Dirty Don. And Dirty Don was indeed a placeholder at my table, and I never did anything without talking to him first, along with a handful of others, like, hey Dirty, this is what we've come up with thus far. Is there anything you'd like to add? That's how the conversation always began. and it was never different other than that. And Dirty always had something to add to the mix, and it was always something beautiful. You know, then I would always come back with, okay, the 5 things you just gave me, these 2 things out of 5. I like it, but I want to tweak it this way just a little bit because here's what I think will happen. And it was beautiful, brother. And I wish you could. I wish you you hadn't ended your career so soon, and you could have seen a lot of this. And I wish, with everything I hold dear, and I mean every bit of this, even without the alcohol. And you know me, I'm not much on mushiness, unless I've been drinking, of course.
That opens feelings.
Right. Well, it's all good towards you, brother. You know that. I wish you could have been there to see it live in living color as I did. And all I can do is provide myself and my $1 million producer there. We can only provide the commentary that Dom did. We can only provide the matches he was involved in. As we dig through the vault, as I'm looking for more of your story together as well. Story with Danny, story with Phenom. There was a lot of lives that Dirty touched, and I'm trying to recreate those memories as I go. Because unfortunately, as children, we're too young to remember a lot of it as well. So I'm trying to recreate as much as I can. Of course, Nicole came in towards the tail end, and don't worry, I'm going to make all this crystal clear so you can remember the great things about your husband that I did, Nicole. Like I said, I've become familiar with her as well, and made no mistake, not to take away from Alec, but Nicole was good for Dirty. And it's like I tell the children, and I'll still defend this. I want you to remember the good things about him. No matter what, that's what we got to remember about him. We got to remember the good things. And we're all going to miss him dearly. And there were so many plans in place. There were so many things that we still wanted to do together, and I will never have that pleasure again. Although, as I promised, as I looked down his casket, looked him in the eye, that I would finish the things that we started. And I mean every bit of it. See, now I'm getting all mushy again.
Who we?
Well, the one that Dirty Down, man, his ideas about wrestling, and that's where you were touching on, were huge, especially in my career.
My God, yes.
Just making fun of people. A lot of it was Don's idea. You got it all set up. The slaughter tip was a really good one when I made fun of Sam.
Oh yeah.
I think he mentioned that.
Yeah.
So.
And like I said, if you happen to talk to him before I do, tell him I'd like to have a few of his words as well. I tried to reach him earlier, but
Which one, Sam? Or
yeah. I better reach Sonny. I don't even know if Sonny knows, but if he doesn't, somebody please tell him.
Yeah, I talk to Sonny every once in a while. That's why I'm surprised he wasn't at the funeral.
Well, you know, I tried every method I have to get a hold of him, but I wasn't successful, unfortunately. And of course, Pitbull was the very first inductee in the Stranglehold Hall of Fame because he inspired me to do some things as well. That's one thing about all you guys, even the fact that you're younger than myself and Donald and Robbie or Phenom, is that all of you in your own way add to the inspiration that led to the formation of this company and its successes. So
you're doing good, man. Keep it up, brother.
And I appreciate it. And welcome to the Hall of Fame, brother. You certainly deserve it.
Thank you, man. How's that coming?
It certainly was, and like I suggested to you yesterday, I'd like you. I know you can't do the absolute crazy things you used to, and if you get a while here, you want to try again. Trust me, I will contact Mr. Sabu and set that up if you ever want to do it. That will always stay on the table just for you.
I can't believe he's still working, man. He's probably worth shit time.
Well, one thing I'll say about him is there's always plenty of fight left in that man. That's what I love about him.
Yeah. That's why he's.
As I have,
I
need a little more of that. Maybe pour a little bit there. You know, one thing, you know, when I got to experience what I did with him, you know, he welcomed me there and told me what a great place it was to work and how everybody was a family. So he kind of gave me the fundamentals of what wrestling was supposed to be, and I will always cherish that time. But the business side never clicked. So I met Mike and saw you got connected with you guys again after so much time. And I'm sorry I wasn't there to watch your children grow up where they have.
You don't have to apologize about nothing. Life is what it is, man. You're a good dude. And I wish you nothing but the best for you, brother.
Well, I want you to start coming to see some of this firsthand while we still have that time. And that's my request to you today.
Yes, sir.
I never got to say everything I wanted to say to Donald because he had to go and do what he did at home time, that hard-headed son of a gun. But well, you know, he came out and managed my opposition. Because I had this heartfelt thing I want to say to him because, you know, I kind of want to repeat the Hall of Fame in front of all those people. And I named a couple more people as I went along. As you well know, what's happened to a lot of... We've lost Mike, we've lost Jake Slater, now we've lost Dirty. And it has cut me to the core. It truly has. So I realized as I was taking everything in yesterday, I didn't want to leave anything unsaid. I'm sorry that none of us got to deliver our proper eulogies, which is why we're doing this. And if I'm offending anybody in advance, I apologize. I have been drinking this fire water that Donald enjoys so much. But this is what he would want me to do. And I know that in my heart.
Even if it offended somebody, Donald definitely wants you to say what you gotta say.
That is true.
That's one thing about him. He said what he wanted to say, and if you liked it.
And you know, this one thing Nicole said. Like I said, Nicole came in towards his final years and towards the tail end of all of us. And you know, between you and I, give her a chance. She's a good woman.
Gotcha. I mean, that's what I said. I'm glad somebody stepped in. Donald needed something good after my sister. I mean,
like I said, no bones about her either. You know my history. You know, your family's always been good shit to me, including yourself, and I appreciate it. I hated having to see everybody on the circuit test again to see how grown all these children are. I got to tell you something. I feel old as dirt, Spazz.
Yeah, you are.
Thanks.
Because in today's day and age, we're both pretty
yeah, well.
pretty old.
You know.
I remember I used to always make fun of Donald because I started wrestling when I was like 20, I think, and he was 28. So
right.
I always called him the old man of wrestling. Like, why are you gonna do this, Donald? You're too old for this stuff.
Well, you know, he had to go out on his terms. You know, Donald.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I'll share this with you real quick, as I've shared with many people already, and of course anybody that saw MumbleCon. You know, because I told him after he got hurt in 2019 at our Call to Arms show that he was confined to commentary until I was satisfied. And he comes out of that curtain and he looks me in the eye and says, "Brother, I'm not satisfied. Indulge me." He looked square in the eye. And I knew then that I could not deny him. And so I gave him that match, him and Phenom versus the Forsaken. And it's up. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. For any of y'all that haven't watched it, please do.
YouTube channel, social media.
Right. SCW Network on SCW Network on Instagram, Stranglehold Championship Wrestling Network on Facebook. And of course Stranglehold Championship Wrestling Network on YouTube. And of course the Stranglehold Army page just for anybody that enjoys all the insanity, the madness that we've all tried to show and give our, that's the way of showing our love to the world. It's all there for your enjoyment, ladies and gentlemen. And again, forgive me, but I have to do this. This is my way of dealing with this.
The best way to do it is talk about it,
And drink this fire water that Donald was so intimately familiar with. And then even give it the flair that Dirty would have given it, you know, that elegance along with the snarkiness. That's what I so much loved about him, and what made things so. Heck, I remember when we got good and drunk at the freaking Elks Lodge, and y'all, and you came off the dang bar and put me through the table.
Yeah.
And all I could,
It's also the night we threw Danny in the pool.
yes, we did. And he doesn't know this still, but he's gonna know it now. I helped. Love you, bro, but I had to. It was too funny. No, and I can hear Danny now. Let's go, man. Love you, brother. I hope you're being good out there today.
Yeah, he got in touch with me, man. That's how
Man,
anything good that come out of Donald's death, man. I got to talk to a lot of people that I haven't talked to in a while. And like you said, I mean, time just goes, man. We forget about each other,
and again, you know, I know it's never mind to you, of course, but I wish I'd been in touch a lot more, especially with your family, because you guys were always a huge part of my life, both in and out of wrestling, of course. And you know, the world's smaller than we realize. And, you know, I want to make all this heartfelt. And like I said, none of us got to say our piece yesterday, which I'm still ill about, and I know Nicole was very upset about. But I promise you, Miss, we're fixing this here tonight, and I hope you've enjoyed all this so far. Because this is.
Nicole got him a good one.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I wanted you to know that he was happy. And I wanted you to know that she was treating him right. If you didn't know already, rest assured, my friend, that everything was in place the right way. As God is my witness.
It's good to hear, man.
You know, and you know, she looks me in the eye yesterday, and she says, just because he's dead, don't forget about me, and don't you worry, man. We're all here for you. You know, the Stranglehold Army is here. And again, congratulations on your induction. I would have done this a little less blitzed, but I felt this was the
There's
time.
no better way to do it, especially how I was during my wrestling career. So this is definitely way to do it.
You've never failed to amaze me, my man. Some of the things we'd all sit around and come up with while drinking was some of the best stuff that
Oh yeah.
I will always treasure those times. Oh, we'll point something to the camera for you. I'm going to shift from Dirty just for a minute. What I have in my hand, the Spazz, is the scrapbook you guys gave me before I left for my last deployment to Iraq. I'm going to hold Dirty's page real quick, and I'm going to go to a special page. For those of you who don't know this man, ladies and gentlemen, there he is. And that's Spazz in all his glory. And he made sure that he sent me to one of the most hellish places on earth to fight one of the worst battles of my life in the military. And made sure they sent me this along to let me know they'd always be thinking about me. And that's why I love this young man right here, ladies and gentlemen.
One of my brothers, man.
And like I said, our love transcends professional wrestling. And it'll be and it's immortalized now, my friend. I don't care what anybody has to say about it either, because their opinions don't matter. The way I look at it, if you ain't feeding me, financing me or fucking me, forget about you. That's the way I look at it. And I don't care if we edit this or not, because this is the way Dirty would have wanted it.
Oh, we're going uncensored?
Yes, we are.
No clown horns,
uncensored,
no cornet voices.
unabashed, and unfucking ashamed, just like Dirty Don would have wanted. Isn't that right, Spazz?
Yes, sir.
You got it. I'll put that uncut and uncensored.
I don't care who gets mad.
Age restricted. Go ahead.
Fuck them all. That's why they call this a rebellion.
Yes, sir.
That's the truth, man. We didn't care.
Oh, that means I could
And, you know, I actually enjoyed the time y'all let me come out and manage you, by the way. That spoke volumes to me. That meant a lot that night that I managed you guys. I was sure Pitt and Sam were going to kill me that night. But they left me alone, funny enough. And even Mike Money went out there with them, and everybody was like, this is confusing. Are we in Bizarre World or what?
You know, that's another Mike, dude. I didn't get as much time to do as you guys. Like I said, everybody came toward the end of, I mean, I think I only wrestled 12 years, something like that.
And I know Dirty wouldn't mind, but I'm going to go find Mike's page in here.
When the money talks,
You listen.
I thought it was just shut your mouth.
Money talks about shut your mouth. And you can take that to the bank. What?
I never got to hear him say it. Never.
Man, he's just telling people, well, I don't know, you rednecks go over there and get another hot dog before I was done, dude. Oh, since I know Donald wouldn't mind,
Hopefully
of course,
somebody's got
because
more high A tips. I want to see that.
all of you who don't know, and there's the man right there, Mike Money, who first thing he ever said to me when I joined you guys out there in Fort Valley was, man your battle stations.
Sailor.
And
He was passionate about us.
and yes sir, it was certainly that. And that began one hell of a wrestling career from that chapter of my life on.
Return to Jigsaw.
Well, that's the name I haven't heard in a lifetime ago.
Does he like to play a game?
Would you like to play a game? Well, you know, that was of course well before that little idiotic puppet on a tricycle.
Yeah, this was when we were kids.
And I did a lot more stupid shit alongside Donald, if I may add,
Yeah.
while wearing this. As a matter of fact, I think he was there the night I got this. He may have even instigated the process, but that's okay. I'll toast him again anyway, because that's what we do, right? I knew you would have a lot more intimate things and more personal things to say today. You know, and I don't mind, and I don't mind spending the time. Trust me, I'll do this until I run out of alcohol or run out of words.
Let's have a
Being the
trash can
brother-in-law,
on
man,
the side.
changes a lot. Donald meant things to me that no other wrestler could have. I couldn't have felt anyway toward anyone. I mean, Donald's been.
I have to say, even after you really technically weren't his brother-in-law anymore, he still loved you. I want you to know that.
Yeah, he's still my brother-in-law. Well, more brother than brother-in-law.
You know, and he never stopped loving you, man. Just don't ever forget that. There was times when me, him, and Phenom discussed we really wish you hadn't ended your career so soon, and we understood why. Don't get me wrong. But what's that you once told me, even as young as you are? You told me, said there's always something to do in wrestling for people that don't wrestle. And you told me that I had something that nobody else had, and I found that. Thanks to you guys, keep me pumped up and motivated. And I'll never.
Look at us, man. You gave us life. I mean, because we were at the end of ICW or AWN, whatever.
Well, when ICW became an AWA, and then AWA subsequently, Mike Money came into our lives. Thank God he did, because oh my God, did I ever tell you? And again, I'm on sidebar from Dawn, and I know he wouldn't mind on this one because, you know, somehow I feel him nodding from heaven.
But he's saying, I was going to say, he'd enjoy these stories anyway. You don't want to hear all the sad shit about him.
You know,
Must hear fun stuff anyway.
and you know, Dawn knew about this. My own father died in 2012. Mike Money was the one that had me come stay at his house and had more Crown Royal than I knew what to do with. I remember crying all over Mike Money's sweaty fat belly because I was so just in pieces. And all I can think about is, as I'm looking at that picture, That would give every drop of blood in my body to have them back. To have them both back.
That's made me cry. You never stop.
This isn't right.
It just means, dude, the time we have here is short.
It wasn't supposed to end this way. They were still supposed to be here. I feel cheated.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm being selfish, I'm sorry. But there was so much more that we wanted to do. And like I said, I finally got it in me to go down to Florida with Mike's birthplace. Even in the same county he's from, to boot. Put together, let's CDF him go, because you know Mike was all about charities. And he loves helping people. And everything from the Mike Money Classic and Let's CDF him go is going to still go. Don't you worry, it's still going to the Children's Diabetes Foundation, because that is something that's very important. And Mike and Dirty both agreed that was something that, well, Mike would have agreed, of course, he wasn't here. But Dirty agreed at 9:09 p.m., just a few hours before he left me. That was the right thing to do. And I said, we're going to make this right, and we're going to do it the way it's supposed to be done. What do you want to add to the mix? He said, I think we're good. And I told you haven't met this young man. His name's Raymond Starlark.
Oh,
and
yes.
He's the reason why we're even doing that to begin with. And I told him that it was in line with all the values that Mike stood for, and that this was extremely personal. And I would make damn sure that this was as successful as he helped me make MomoCon successful. And I tell you, when you get a chance to be on a show with me again, Spazz, I will make sure to introduce the two of you, because there's a lot of similarities. And I think a lot of y'all, excuse me, I'm sorry, I had a lot of this here. I think the two of you share a lot of the same values, a lot of the same viewpoints. So I think you guys would hit it off pretty well.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to meet you, man.
And hope you're listening to this, friend, Raider. You know what?
You got to know Donald pretty good, or?
He got to meet him, yes. He gave me a spoon from out of there, thank you, sir. He got to meet Donald and got to listen to Donald's wisdom. And you know, when you said to me that Donald respected everything I did for this business, I literally cried, dude.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, he did, man. So, I mean, like I said, Donald's a loyal person, man. He knew other people with good minds, and, you know, obviously loved, everything in the process.
Yeah, because Donald knew at the end of the day, whether we were on the same side or on opposing sides, that we were going to enjoy the mischief and the fuckery, as I like to say, together. Because that was him. I can't think of any other way to address this. The guy fucked me.
Uncut, uncensored.
And sobbing and wishing he was here.
Nah.
But you know, it's all worth it because it's him, you know? Now we broke the cork. Look at that. Donald broke the cork. He came in here and broke the cork.
Pop the cork.
So we had to drink it all. That's what he did.
Pop the cherry.
He's like, oh no, you ain't putting this aside. You drink it all. You better lick your lips when you're done. I keep forgetting to put my pinky up too. Sorry about that, Donald.
Oh, you're not doing it
Very nice and fun.
kingly way?
Yeah, I gotta put the pinky up. I gotta put the pinky up just as he. Oh my goodness, what a guy. Is there anything else you want to add?
So there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I can't say. I told you, man.
Well, no, that's when I have a crash back.
More than just brother-in-law, you know. We started Fort Valley's wrestling up. We've been through so much together. Watching his kids grow. I mean, it's just.
And that was the least I could do. You know, and I'm gonna drop this in here because I know you weren't entirely familiar with the process, but at the end of Call to Arms, even after he broke his arm, he said, we're gonna make an angle out of this. I'm like, good God, dog.
She's always saying.
I'm like, you know what? You're staying on commentary. He's like, for now. I'm like, no, not for now, forever. You're not doing this to me. Because, you know, he said, would you stop blaming yourself? I was like, yeah. I was like, let me ask you this. If you had been in my shoes and I'd been in yours. He said, yeah, I know. I said, but still, I said, and then Mike gives me a call a week after that show was over. He says, hey, he said, Fort Valley's available. He said, I think it's time. I said, okay. I said, do me a favor. He said, set it up for you. Already done. You know, Mike negotiated, built a really strong bridge between me and those people, and to y'all too. And I held on as long as I could out there. You know, COVID had to come along, mess some things up, and of course that building was worse for wear, as you already know. I mean, it was pretty rough when we were there together.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a crime. That place is pretty crappy.
But you know, we created memories that are priceless. We created things that will be immortalized forever. And of course, that's one of the reasons why we have Stranglehold Hall of Fame as well, because I want to recognize the people that immortalize those things and immortalize the business for me and immortalize my journey as well as the journey of this company. And you were a key part of that. I want you to know that in case I never get to say it again. But I'm not taking anything for granted after this.
Oh man, we gotta stay in contact with each other.
But I guess unless there's anything else you want to add, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and. I need a bathroom break myself. I've been drinking a little bit. I need to go wash my face and get myself together for the next one.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, brother. Let's not keep any distance anymore, okay?
Yes, sir.
Much love to you, and congrats again, my brother. Well deserved.
Thank you, man.
All right, everybody. Spazz 2022 Stranglehold Championship Wrestling Hall of Fame inductee, baby.
Woohoo!
All right, bye.
Later.